Hi, Taurus. Very happy to see you. Happy March. Happy almost spring, kind of spring, depending on where you are. I'm in Austin, Texas, and today we had our first really gorgeous day in a few months. I'm born and bred Texan. The cold is not kind to me. I kind of enjoy it. It's pretty bracing, but happy to see spring coming about. And especially, I was gonna say, for you earth signs, and then this card like came flying out. So here's your first card for the month, Taurus. First card for March. All right, let's see. So let's look at what's going on with you. What's the story of Taurus's month? Taurus, sun, moon, and rising in March. Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good? Month of March for Taurus. Beautiful. Oh, Taurus. Love. Okay, and don't worry, Taurus, in just a second I'll pan you down so you can see your cards. I love that Spirit was talking about spring. You know, you're the first one that they've brought that up for, and then I love it because it's like, here's why. Look at all these flowers. Look at what you're growing. So you, Taurus. All right, Taurus in March. Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good? What is around Taurus? You're gonna love this. What is around Taurus in March 2018? What do they need to know this month, Spirit? What do they need to know? Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Taurus, what do they need to know for their highest good, Spirit? Always and only for their highest good. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Taurus, what do they need to know, Spirit? One more, please, for Taurus. All right, Taurus. A lot to be gained. In March. Big opportunity. I want to use the phrase massive opportunity for money making. Now, I'm not trying to, stereotype you, Taurus, and say that just because you're an earth sign and just because in astrology you rule the house of money, I'm not trying to say that, money is 100% of the time your focus, but I feel pretty comfortable saying, it's important. It matters, your resources. Now, the good thing about you, Taurus, is that you know that more than your resources, it's your resourcefulness that matters. And this month is all about your resourcefulness. This month is all about making use of your skills, of what's around you, of your natural, you have a great intellect as well as a great work ethic this month, okay? Spirit is basically kind of giving me that, you know how you're not supposed to, for example, if you ever had a big test in high school or college or whenever, and some people think it's like, if I haven't got it now, at least I'll cram the whole night before the exam and I'll get as much information as possible, which, guilty. But the thing is, the data says that cramming like that isn't really helpful, and that if you absolutely must cram, at the very least, you want to cram and then get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep and then take that test or, do that presentation or have that interview, whatever this big opportunity is for you this month, Taurus. You want to give it time to sink in, is basically what they're talking about. You want to free up some space in your mind so some new things can coalesce. Massive opportunity. Big networking. I feel some of you may be walking away from a very binding or restrictive situation. Something that didn't allow you to be at your best. That said, I should show you your cards, huh? Let's do it. Let's do it, Taurus. One day, Taurus, I'm going to get a better setup here. So you don't have to, get these gigantic close-ups of my face and other areas whenever I show you your cards. Okay, so what did I say? Massive opportunity. Do not mistake this golden opportunity for a silver platter, Taurus. I know you won't. Put the work in. Put the work in and it's gonna pay off. Seize this opportunity. Now, don't do it indiscriminately. You know, this is why Spirit is saying clear space. Clear space in your head, clear space in your life if you want new things. That even applies to things like decluttering, which is something they're talking about for you. This is where I should say, Taurus, these are, of course, general readings. So because it's not like a one-on-one reading, I get a lot of messages, and some are going to resonate more than others. So I really want you to trust your intuition and follow its thread through the reading. Intuition. It's the whole point. You getting some peace of mind so that you can really... Spirit is like giving me this image of like, you know, hitting a tuning fork. You really want to get in vibration. You know what I mean? And to do that, you kind of need to cut out all the excess noise, what other people are saying, you know, your worries, your fears, even your goals, okay? Spirit just said. And possibly because, Taurus, when it comes to goals, you can really be like, and this is it forever. And like, you don't want to let go. Like, you're so tenacious, and it's like a wonderful thing. But sometimes, you know, I hope you won't take offense. And you might even like chuckle or nod when I say that sometimes you hold on to things too long. And, you know, this is what Spirit is reminding me of. Okay, so let me say first, if you haven't been here before, Taurus, or you haven't seen this guy yet, the devil in Tarot is not Satan. It's not about evil. It's nothing like that. Of course, as you can see, it is a quote-unquote dark card, but it's dark in the sense of this is unconscious stuff. This is the stuff that we have sort of forced ourselves into and haven't recognized that it's not good for us. You know, whether that for you is a dead-end relationship, a toxic job, a situation where you feel like you can't go anywhere, whatever this is, okay? Taurus, they're even saying for some of you, this is like a toxic friendship. Like this person is just draining the hell out of me, and I don't even feel like myself anymore. It's not fun. It feels more like a job when really it's supposed to be a relationship. And this is so funny, but Spirit just said, and also this feels more like a relationship when it should be a job. So it's like both things for you all. Like somebody's getting too personal and too emotional at work for some of you, and vice versa. Money is so good this month. I'm going to come back to this, but Spirit is bringing me to this, okay? They want you to feel secure, which is your favorite thing, right, Taurus? But it's not just secure financially, it's secure personally. There's only one card in the Tarot deck for the successful, self-employed, like, and you don't even have to be literally self-employed, but it's just like, I'm proud of what I created. I'm proud of the work that I've done. Look at what I've made for myself, like pretty damn amazing. You can feel justifiably proud of the moves that you make this month, but it does involve kind of breaking out, okay? Did I not say that the devil is inside? Like the devil is our darkness. The devil's not somebody on the outside like trying to ruin you or trying to keep you from reaching your success. The devil are those roadblocks we put in front of ourselves and take for granted. Again, unconscious, the things we're not conscious of. So how do you defeat the devil? You just bring a little bit of light. You just like flick the lights on in that dark room of your mind and go, I'm afraid of success, or I'm afraid of failure, or I'm afraid of looking like an idiot, or I'm afraid when I get there they're going to call me a fraud. This is about insecurity, okay? That Eight of Swords card, look at that girl. Not tied down, not chained up, wearing a blindfold, pulling her own hair. Whenever she's ready, she could just let go of her hair, lift off the blindfold, and walk away. But right now, the fear of leaving is much worse than the fear of staying. So, first of all, Taurus, I want you to know there's no judgment. Whether you're staying in what you know is like an unhealthy relationship or job, under whatever circumstances and for whatever reasons, there's no judgment. This is Spirit coming along to say, okay, look, let us unlock one of these locks for you. And then you can choose if you want to keep going. And the lock that they're talking about is they want you to know you can do it. You have the strength, you have the skills, you have the courage, to walk away and drop this baggage. But you have to not be afraid to look like a fool. This is the Fool, okay? And when I say you have to not be afraid to look like a fool, Spirit is saying several things with this. First of all, yes, just in the way, just like they said it, I'm afraid of looking stupid. I'm afraid of looking like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm afraid of starting over, is what Spirit just said, like started from the bottom. Starting from zero. Hello, zero card. But here's the thing, the Fool in the Tarot does not mean the idiot. The Fool is number 0 because he is the circle of constant creation, of all possibilities. You know, maybe O for optimist. Like, he sees the possibilities. He's not afraid of falling down in front of everybody because he's like, this is me. This is my journey. Like a child. Like a child is not afraid to go running after, you know, a dog or a cat or whatever they see that they're like, oh my God, it's so cute, I want it. They're running and they don't care if they fall and trip. Like, they might cry or whatever, but they're not like, oh my God, everybody saw, like I was trying to get the cat and I fell down in front of everybody. Like, it doesn't happen that way. If they fall and then they're not thinking about how it hurts, they get right back up and they keep running. Okay? So if this is something that you want, Taurus, go after it shamelessly. That word has such like a negative connotation nowadays, but I would love to change that. To do anything shamelessly is to have 100% more chance of succeeding. Shame never did anything for anybody. And I'll just delineate that guilt and shame are two different things. So yes, Taurus, there might be some things that you're not so proud of. There might be some things that you wish you had done differently. But the point is not to shame yourself. The point is to learn and to go forward. Okay? You don't want the fears of the past to hold you back, to keep you where you are, when there is so much more out there for you. Okay? Here's you, Taurus, the Emperor, the ultimate success story, the ultimate authority figure, order, discipline, success. Spirit is saying, reach out. Some of you, it's like you are this amazing Emperor character, and some of you have an old friend or an acquaintance who's very different from you, where this, you know, is very earthy, staunch, like tenacious energy like you. This 6 of Cups person could be an old friend, could be a family member. It's somebody who allows you to feel very open. This feels very friendly and sweet and like I can be who I am and say what I want to without fear of repercussion, without fear of being, again, shamed. This is a theme here. I can be open and be myself. Talk to this person. Either this person is going to reach out to you in March or you should reach out to them, okay? Different Tauruses, different messages. So some of you expect a surprising missive, and some of you go ahead and reach out to that person who leaps to mind when I say that, that can help you start your Fool's journey. Can help you break the chains. You don't need to know everything, Taurus. In fact, the mystery is going to serve you. You do your work. Wow, I love this. That's what Spirit just said. You do your work, and they will do theirs. Okay? You're taking care of stuff on the material plane, doing what you need to do, growing up, learning, making the calls, taking the opportunities. They will mix up the magic. When you push the wheel, Spirit pushes with you. They're never going to shove something into your life that you're not ready for, so you have to send out the signal. You've got to be the first, okay? Show us what you want, and we'll show you what we got. That's what they just said. I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. So, the Hanged Man, here's where you find yourself at the end of March. You have put yourself, and I mean this in the best way, into a new, like you are now in between this phase and the next phase. For so many of you, again, you know, tarot is not about a future set in stone. It's like a weather forecast of these are the influences and energies around you. This is where things seem to be going. And of course, everything else relies on your free will to choose or not to seize these opportunities, to take time to consider what you want, to have this open mentality or not. The Hanged Man is like the ultimate open character. Like, look, I'm vulnerable. look, I recognize that the universe at some points just kind of holds us up upside down and forces us to look at life in a completely different way. For some of you, this journey is going to turn your life upside down. Taking this opportunity will turn your life upside down and force you to look at things in a new way. But the Hanged Man is not a bad card at all. As a matter of fact, it's a card of like, now I'm kind of in stasis because I'm creating or metamorphosing into something beautiful. So if you want to think of this as like a caterpillar's cocoon hanging off a tree, that would be just as applicable. The changes that you have made on the outside, they're catalyzing changes on the inside, because that's usually how you tend to work, Taurus. You like to work in the practical. I'm sure there's some of you who are the more esoteric types who are like, well, I'm working on myself on the inside, and then that alignment is going to bring new things on the outside. Look, both ways work, Taurus. You've just got to choose and activate and work at what you want, and you will be repaid. Your work will be repaid. And I would have no problem if you had poverty cards saying like, ugh, it's looking pretty rough. It's looking like you're not going to get paid. Nope. Your hard work, your efforts to bring order and discipline and peace into your life, that is going to take you to a new level. And you're going to need a little period of adjustment, like I said, in the cocoon. So if some of you feel that you're in the cocoon in March, don't be afraid, because something beautiful is blossoming or you are taking flight in the next months, okay? This is a beautiful reading. This is a beautiful thing. There is magic happening in your life. So start the adventure. Be shameless. Do what you want, okay? I don't mean like do whatever you want. I mean put the effort into what you want to create and it will coalesce. Love that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Taurus. I just get so excited. Okay, so now, Taurus, let's do your second reading. If you haven't been here before, this is my Fiercely Focused spread where we just do a quick 5-card reading looking at the theme for Taurus in March, what you most need to know, do, or be aware of, or embody this month. And then the best action step that you can take in the various parts of your life. Earth, air, fire, water, professional and financial, mental, relational, and then spiritual and creative. So, and actually, for this part, I would love to look at you, Taurus. So pardon all my face, hi. Okay, all right, Taurus. Woo. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This lighting situation, it's a little weird. Oh my God. I'm the worst, Taurus. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, all right. We're gonna make it work. It's all right. It's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay. So Taurus, what do you most need to know, do, understand, or embody in the month of March? Their highest good, Spirit, for Taurus. Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Love this card. Okay. Strength. This is about, again, inner strength. And this is funny because Spirit was just talking about like the inner and outer alignment thing. Spirit is saying, and you know, I don't normally see this, Taurus, but I love how Spirit comes through. I'm actually seeing that for some of you, you're working on strengthening your physical body this month. And it's just like they said, whether you start on the outside stuff or the inside stuff, it's going to bring your life into greater alignment. So start where it feels good. So for some of you, if you're like, I'm hitting that gym, I'm lifting these weights, I'm doing this stuff, I'm taking care of my body, that's fucking great. And it's going to do good things for you. And for the rest of you, the typical meaning of the strength card, it's about inner strength. It's about, I mean, I love seeing this especially after we had the devil, because this is about going to those quote-unquote beastly parts of yourself and giving them some love and compassion and forgiveness. And that, in the end, ironically, is what quote-unquote tames the beast. It's not chaining it up or trying to beat your rage or your depression or even your love into submission. It's going to that brokenhearted or angry or depressed part of yourself and just saying, like, I'm here with you. I love you. Like, we're going to be okay. And I don't need for you to be okay to love you. Okay? If you're depressed, if you're angry, if you're dejected, love yourself anyway. Don't be that shitty parent that is like, I don't love you unless you bring home a report card with all A's, right? You love them unconditionally. You must do the same for yourself. And when you do it for yourself, you're opening up the channel for other people to love you so unconditionally and to vibrate on this frequency that attracts people into your life that know how to love unconditionally themselves and therefore other people. And let me tell you, the difference between being around or with somebody who loves themselves and someone who does not love themselves, worlds apart. Talk about changing your world, Hanged Man. All right, so strength, Taurus, in March. And then let's see, what's that doing? What does Taurus need to know in their own element when it comes to the financial, the career, the physical? Hone your craft, Taurus. This is like your card. Hone your craft. Be the apprentice on the way to becoming a master and be very satisfied with that. Be like, I'm going good places. Every effort I make to work on, again, whether this is a literal craft, whether this is a skill, whether this is your body and yourself, whether this is your finances, if you sit down at the work table or the gym bench and you do the thing, I mean, you have that 9 of Pentacles. This is the 8. You're going to be proud. You're going to be proud of what you have yielded. All right? I love that. All right. Now let's look at mental realm for Taurus. What are they thinking? What are they talking about? What are they hearing in March? What do they need to know? It's a lot, Taurus. It's a lot. I understand. You're such a hard worker, and there's a reason that you had that 4 of Swords saying, like, find time to have some peace, find time to do some prayer or meditation, or even just take a fucking nap, because look, you might have some sleepless nights. Some of you have so much on your mind that it's like, it's actually, you know, you might be having anxiety attacks, or you might just, like I said, be having trouble sleeping. You really want to work some self-care. And I mean the quiet, reflective kind of self-care, not like, fuck. Let me say, I love Netflix as much as the next person, but I'm not talking about like get home and veg out in front of Netflix for hours. I'm talking about like, clear your mind, go for a walk, you know, don't listen to any like media stuff, just kind of let your mind empty out. Maybe do something like, you know, if it's going for a run, or if it's, you know, creating a collage or painting your nails or whatever it is that lets you just kind of like taking a bath. I don't care. It doesn't have to be like, even though that's great and awesome and I highly recommend that stuff too. Spirit just wants you to let your mind clear a little bit. And not get, they're saying not get, like associate yourself with your anxiety. Like think that this is just who I am. I am just an anxious person. I'm just the kind of person who thinks a lot. I'm just the kind of person who obsesses. Like don't start like globalizing and saying this is just the kind of person I am. You do not want to be the anxious person. Okay, Taurus. It doesn't suit you anyway. It doesn't really go with your personality. Okay. So now let's look at your emotions. What's going on in your heart? What's going on in the relationships of Taurus? Sun, moon, and rising in the month of March. March 2018 for Taurus. Okay, so some of you are leaving things behind, as I said. Some of you are going to, and you know what, I see this as a point of pride. Actually, it might be difficult, but some of you are leaving the devil. Whether the devil is bad partner, bad friend, bad situation, bad substance, you might be doing a little crying over spilled milk this month. And when I say spilled milk, Taurus, I don't mean to trivialize what you've lost. I don't mean that it's like spilled milk. I mean that it's done. I mean that whether you willingly turned over these cups, or whether God, Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call the big good, came and kicked over your cups, it was because what was in them was going to make you sick if you kept drinking it. So whether it's a relationship or a job or a substance or situation that you're losing or walking away from, give yourself time to grieve, but also notice that right behind this guy there are still 2 upright full cups, and actually there's a beautiful, clear, healthy stream right in front of him. So when he's ready, he can pick up these cups and refill them with something new. The way has been cleared, Taurus, by the end of March for many, many, many of you. And like I said, give yourself time. It's okay to cry over it even if you knew that it was bad for you. It's okay to be like, this fucking sucks. quitting drinking sucks or whatever, or quitting junk food, sugar, whatever sucks. It does. Like, it's totally okay to acknowledge that it sucks. Don't do the devil thing and try to like pretend to yourself or like squash these feelings down. Cry it out, scream it out. But then pick up your head, adjust your perspective. You don't want to stay focused on like what I lost, what I lost, what I lost. How about what am I gaining from what I lost? Again, not telling you to bypass the grief. Feel the grief, but remember the why. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting up with this? Why do I keep getting up and going day after day after day? Oh, right, that's right. It's worth it, it's worth it, it's worth it, okay? Okay. And finally, on that note, let's see what's lighting you up. What is activating you in March? What is bringing you, whew, leapt right out. Love it! The message coming in, Taurus, message coming into you or message going out, it's inspiring. I feel like it's coming in. I feel like this is somebody inviting you to something, somebody making you an offer, somebody bringing up a talent of yours that they want to incorporate into their business, or they want to show you off. Some of you might be like featured authors or speakers this month, like, oh, I'm going on somebody's podcast, or like somebody sent me a message offering me this job, like doing something a little more creative, a little more interesting. Something really exciting is coming through. Heed the call, whether it's coming from the inside or it's coming from the outside. Heed the call. You're being called upon to do something that really sparks you and brings you to life. Very exciting. Getting rid of some stuff is freeing you up to do other things and go other places, Taurus, so don't be afraid. Again, not really in your personality. You're a courageous one. And if you want it, you can pretty much have it. It's just make sure that it's worth wanting. Make sure that it's nourishing you. Thank you so, so much for joining me, Taurus. I really hope that this is helpful and it resonates for you. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more stuff. It really helps YouTube recommend the video to more people, so it really helps me get the message out some more, and I really appreciate it. Got some really, really exciting stuff coming up, and I'm excited to show it to you. So if I don't see you before April, I hope that you have a wonderful month and that I see you then. Bye, Taurus.